G'day everyone, welcome back to second part of the British Airborne, World War II British Airborne project that I've been working on over these several weeks, just a little bit at a time. As always, the photos and the video doesn't quite do them justice. They look probably, the way they're lit and whatever, but yeah, pretty pleased with how they turned out in real life. The camera tends to wash out a lot of the more subtle things like the camo patterns and whatnot. But yeah, finished these guys. I have taken photos as well, so hopefully they'll come out pretty good. And you better have a closer look at the photos and see what's what with them. Nothing much new from the previous video where I sort of and if you haven't seen the previous video but you want to know what colors I used, yeah, best thing is to go back to the previous video, one directly before this in the list, and I go through the colors that I used to paint the World War II British Airborne. The only things that might be a little different might be that there's a couple of ammunition carriers here with the cardboard type of tubes that they had for most of the war for carrying ammunition, for whether it was for PIATs or mortars. There's another guy here. You can see he's got the cardboard tubes with the sort of olive drab sort of strapping and stuff around them that keeps them all together. It was only very late in the war, right, I think even not till 45, that they actually had a different type of case being used. More, I think there may have been metal cases or something. They were in a kind of greeny brown colour all over rather than the cardboard tubes. Yeah, so you got this quite nifty radio operator. Really nice Paul Hicks sculpts all round. Yeah, he's the only one from this lot of 11 that's got a beret on. If you remember from the previous batch, there's quite a few beret guys. This chap here, I've got a feeling this pose is based off of actual real life photograph of a guy at Arnhem. Could be wrong, but look at the little details that Paul's included here. With a little pointer. So you can see see the tear in the fabric there in the denison, the sort of paler lining showing. Little details like that. They really set these figures apart. They're very well researched and very well sculpted. As I said before, there are some of his older bolt action miniatures that I believe that Warlord Games owns, and one of those is our sniper back here. The rest are the Empress Arnhem Heroes Kickstarter figures, but this is the sniper that I believe you can get from Warlord. So yeah, there he is. So he's got his sort of camouflage netting over his head. Sometimes they would wear that down over their faces like a veil, break up their outline even more. And he's a bit grubby on the face and stuff. Yeah, this is an older sculpt than the rest of them. You've got your PIAT chap back here. There he is. Excuse my old fingers. There he is with the PIAT. one of these other chaps is carrying their spare ammo. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, oh, and that officer on the end, he's lovely. I really like this sculpt. Yeah, sorry, but excuse hands. This sculpt here, look at this. That's a beaut sculpt, isn't it? I love the way he's got the you know, he's got the extra ammunition here, like with the for his sten. He's got the pouches slung over there like a bandolier. Really nice miniature. Whee! Yeah. Plenty of detail, crisp detail on these Paul Hicks sculpts. Paint up really well. Yeah, guys, so that is them. Not sure what I'll be doing next. If you did have any other questions about these, drop it in the old comments box below. As I said, colours in the previous video, pretty much. Apart from the cardboardy colour, which is kind of like a shaded version of, what is it? It's got German camo beige, I suppose, to make those cardboardy colours. But any of that sort of beigey colour with a bit of a wash will do. So that's them. Not sure what I'm up to next. As I've been saying for a while, with the tendon problems in my arms, I can't do quite as much as I used to. So waiting for some, well, I might have there might be a treatment for part of it, an injection into the shoulder capsule, but which I've booked for, but we'll see. Got to consult my physiotherapist, see if he thinks it's a good idea, because sometimes, unfortunately, long-term some treatments can do more harm than good. But I'll see what he reckons. But yeah, so I'm not sure what I'll be back with to show you next time, but I really appreciate everyone watching and tuning in. I know this is World War II. You don't see as much of that on this channel, although I have in the past done a lot of it, especially in 20mm. But yeah, something a bit different from I tend to have a lot of medieval, dark age, horse and musket stuff. So yeah, it's something a bit different. And a very enjoyable project it was too, because and even though you think, oh, World War II, they're going to be simpler to paint, there's actually, you know, even on a par in some ways with, although the colours are very muted, but it can be on a par with some of the more fiddly horse and musket sort of uniforms, because you've got a lot of straps and a lot of things to define, and they're not all the same colour. I mean, you've got camouflage patterns, they're all within a sort of greens and browns kind of range, but they're all subtly different, so, and highlighting those up, and all part of the fun. Yeah, the only other thing I've made sure I did was, it seems to be that the barrels of Bren guns tended to be, they would change them out frequently, because I think they got overheated or something and had to change the barrels out. So from my research, looking at the photos I had, they seemed to be more of a metal finish rather than the black finish of the main gun. So we've got a bit of that showing, although it's mainly done in greys, the lighter grey. But I just, after the varnish had dried, I went over it with a soft lead pencil. I think it was a 3B or something like that, just to get that little bit of a graphite look, just to give a scuffed metal look, or a little bit of a more natural shine to the ends of those barrels. But anyway, there we go. just faffing. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoy it. As I said, any questions or comments, leave it in the space below, and always try and reply, even if it's just to say thanks very much. But if you've got any questions, I'll do my best to try and reply to those as well. And I shall catch you in the next video. Bye for now.